In the last class, we have started this topic called error detecting codes. Error detecting codes, and these are given in this table. This is the decimal digit, and there are two codes mentioned in this table, which are even parity BCD. That is one type of error detecting code. Other one is 2 out of 5 code. This is also an error detecting code. These two codes, and there are many other error detecting codes, they only detect the code. They only detect the error. They cannot correct the error in the transmission process. So what is this error detecting codes? What are these error detecting codes? You are transmitting data from one point to another point, otherwise from transmitter to receiver, and you are using let's say even parity BCD code. For sending 2, you don't send 2 in digital system. What is sent? If you are using even parity BCD, to send 2, we send 0 0 1 0 1. That's how we send numbers, right? And if you understand even parity BCD, it is containing 5 bits. 5 bits. These 4 bits are the actual BCD equivalent for the decimal digit. BCD equivalent for the decimal digit. 3 means 0 0 1 1. That we know. This is nothing but the BCD number for 3. For 6, this is 0 1 1 0. This one is equivalent BCD for the decimal digit 6. And in the beginning, we have added one bit called parity bit. One bit called parity bit. Parity bit is added to the actual data bits to facilitate error detection. Now let's see, we are calling this a even parity. Okay, an even parity. Now what is this even parity? Now look at the actual number of ones. Look at the number of ones present in the actual bits. These are the actual bits. How many number of ones are there? Only one. One is odd number. So to make it even, we assign 1 to the parity bit. So if you include parity bit with the data bits, total number of ones present in this code is even. Okay, that's why it gets its name even parity, right? Now for another example, these are the actual bits for 5 0 1 0 1, and parity bit is this is the parity bit. Why we have given 0 here? See, the number of ones present in the actual bits are 2, which is even. So to make it even parity, we have to add 0. If you write 1 here, then you will get odd parity. So this is even parity. Now what is even parity? To the actual bits, we add one additional bit called parity bit. Including that bit, number of ones present in that code is even. In the same way, we have another type of error detecting code. This is called 2 out of 5. This is called 2 out of 5. Now in the 2 out of 5, totally how many number of bits are there to send? Let's say to send 3 from transmitter to receiver. How many number of bits are used in 2 out of 5 code? 5 bits. 1 2 3 4 5 bits. Okay, and here 1 2 4, this is 1 2 4 7. This is weight. These are the weights 1 2 4 7. For example, let's say for 5 in this place we have written 1 into its weight is 1 plus 4, 1 into 4 its weight is 4, 1 plus 4 is 5. So in this place we have written 0. Okay, in this place we have written 0. Notice that in 2 out of 5 code, only 2 out of 5 are ones, remaining bits are zeros. Okay, in any number in 2 out of 5 code, only 2 out of 5 bits are ones. Remaining 3 bits are zeros. Here, these 2 bits are ones, and remaining these are zeros. Here, this is see for two, what is the 1247 code? 1247. For 2, if you write 1 here, that is enough. You will get 2. But to make it even number, to make it 2 out of 5 code, what is the condition for 2 out of 5 code? Out of 5 bits, 2 must be 1. Okay. We already have 1 here. So we need one more 1. So this is the 1. In the 0th place, we have added 1. So to make it 2 out of 5 code. So another example for 8. For 8, and here we have written 1 in this place whose weight is 1, in this place whose weight is 7. 7 plus 1 is 8. We got already 2 number of ones, so we add 0 here, right? So that's how 2 out of 5 code is formed. Now let's see, you may use either even parity BCD or 2 out of 5 code or the other types of error detecting codes. For example, let's see how error detection takes place at the receiving end. At the receiving end. Now receiver knows that you are using even parity BCD, right? Receiver knows that we are using even parity BCD. Now for 2, we are transmitting 00101 at the transmitting end. What we are transmitting? 00101 at the transmitting end, right? Now receiver, now what happens is, because of some noise in the channel, some bit may received as may undergo some error. Some bit may undergo some error. Let's say we are transmitting 00101. Let's say this particular bit is undergoing error. So what the final code, what is received at the receiving end is 0 0. These 2 bits are received as it is. This 1 is also received as it is, and this 0 turns into 1, and this 1 remains same. Only 1 bit received as error. Now what is that bit? This bit. Error means actual value is 0. Error means it became 1 when it reaches the receiving end. So finally what is received is 00111. Receiver knows the first bit is parity bit. Receiver divides all these bits. The first bit, receiver knows this bit is parity bit, and here we have written 1. Okay, means it is, here we have written 1, including the parity bit. Number of ones present in the received code must be even. Okay, but what we have received 00111, including the parity bit. How many ones are there? 3, but there should be 2, but in the received code there are 3 number of ones. That's how receiver identifies or recognizes the received code is erroneous, right? This is true for all the codes in even parity BCD. Take some other example, 2 out of 5 code. Now what is the condition present in the 2 out of 5 code? Only 2 bits are ones, remaining all are zeros. Now let's see, we are transmitting 4 in 2 out of 5 code, whose code is 10010. This is the 2 out of 5 code. Now receiver is made in such a way that it detects the 2 out of 5 code error. It detects the 2 out of 5 code error. So let's say this bit is received as 1, means this bit is undergoing error. So what receiver receives? 1 here. Instead of 0, it receives 1. 11010. Totally how many number of ones are there? At the receiving end 3, but receiver knows there are receiver sees 3 received bits are ones, remaining 2 are zeros. So it contradicts to the what receiver knows. So there must be only 2, but instead there are 3 ones. So receiver tells us there is a error. Otherwise receiver detects there is error in received bits. That's how 2 out of 5 code detects the error. So this is how error is detected by using even parity BCD or 2 out of 5 code. There are many other codes exist. They work similarly. Now we start with Hamming codes. Hamming code is not only error detection code, it also corrects the error, and it is single bit error only. Hamming code detects the error and also it corrects it, provided the error is only in single bit. That's what Hamming code is. Now let's see. In the previous examples, in the previous topics, we have seen error detection codes. Error detection codes like even parity, BCD, or 2 out of 5 codes. They are error detection codes. With them we can only detect the error, we cannot correct the code. Okay, now receiver knows there is some error occurred in the received code, so it asks the transmitter to send the same group of bits again. That's how it may solve the problem. Whereas Hamming code doesn't ask the receiver. If there is a single bit error, it doesn't ask the receiver to resend the bits again. It corrects itself. It identifies in which bit the error happened and it corrects that bit, provided if there is only error in single bit, right? Now let's understand this Hamming codes. So Hamming codes, now what we do is we will construct Hamming codes that is divided into 3 steps or 4 steps. Now look at the first step. And one more thing, and this code uses number of parity bits. Parity bits, we know what is the parity bit. Parity bit is additional bit. It is other than data bit. Parity bit is the additional bit which is added to the data bit to facilitate the error detection. Okay, so the Hamming code uses a number of parity bits. How many parity bits? It depends on the number of information bits. How many information bits you are transmitting, the number of parity bits depends on the number of information bits that we are transmitting. Okay, and location of these parity bits located at certain positions in the code group that we will see now. Now let's see. This Hamming codes are divided into several steps, three steps or 4 steps. Now we will see one by one. Step 1. In the step 1, what we do is we find out the required number of parity bits. In the step 1, we calculate number of parity bits. Okay, in the step 1, what we do, we calculate the number of parity bits. How many parity bits are needed in Hamming codes in order to detect the error and also correct it? In brackets, single bit error. Don't forget this one. This works only for single bit error correction, error detection and correction. Now see, how do you know, or how do you get this number of parity bits needed to form the Hamming code? Okay, if the number of information bits designated m, okay, what we have is m number of information bits. Let's say I want to transmit 4 bits, 1001. These are the 4 bits to be transmitted, means these are the information bits. They are also called message bits. Okay, how many bits are there? 1001. There are 4 bits, so m becomes 4. M is the m designation. What is the m saying? M is the number of message bits or information bits to be transmitted. That's what m is. Then the number of parity bits is determined by the following relationship. Now what is the relationship here? 2 power n is greater than or equal to m plus p plus 1. M is the number of message bits, p is the number of parity bits. Here p is the number of parity bits. I forgot to write it here, plus 1. That is less than or equal to 2 power n. Okay, that is less than or equal to 2 power n. Now let's see where n is the number of parity bits. Wait, it is not n. I'm sorry, it is not n, it should be p. Okay, it is not n, it should be p, where p is the number of parity bits required. Now we are interested to calculate p given m, right? Given m. Now how do you find out p? By using trial and error method. Let's say, let's use some example to understand this. 4 message bits. How many message bits you want to transmit? Let's say 4 message bits. Then p is found by trial and error method. Now let's see, trial and error method means assume some value for p. Assume some value to p. Let's say p equal to 2 and see whether this equation satisfies or not. For p equal to 2, now what is 2 power p? 2 power p. Remember, it is not n, it is p. 2 power p equal to, now we have assumed p to be 2. So 2 squared, which is 4. And now this value is 2 power p, which is 4 in our case. Let's calculate this side also. M plus, what is m? M is number of message bits. In this example, m is 4, p is 2 plus 1. 4 plus 2 plus 1 is 7. So this side we have 4, this side we have 7. Is it 4 greater than or equal to 7? No. So assuming p to be 2 is false. It is not true. So let's give another try. Let p equal to 3. This time assume p to be 3. Then 2 power p. Let's calculate this one, 2 power p. 2 power p equal to p, we have assumed it to be 3. So 2 cube is 8. And calculate m plus p plus 1 also. M is 4 message bits. P is 3. Okay, p is this 3 and 1. So if we add up, what we get is 8. So this side 2 power p is 8. M plus p plus 1 is also 8. So this equation, this side we have 8. This side is also 8. It may be 8 greater than or equal to 8. So it satisfies this condition. So what is our required number of parity bits? We have assumed to be 3, then only that equation is satisfying. So number of parity bits to be required to be 3. So number of parity bits are 3 for how many message bits? If you want to transmit 4 message bits, you need 3 parity bits. So is it clear? What we said in the step 1? What step 1 says? Right. Next what we do is we go to the step 2. If you do not follow this, anyway we will solve one or two examples, then it will be clear to you. Just follow the steps, and then if you have any doubts, that will be cleared while doing the examples. Next, step 2. What is the step 2? Placement of the parity bits in the code. Now where these parity bits go? Totally how many bits are to be transmitted? 4 message bits are there to be transmitted. And for the error correction and detection, how many parity bits are needed to be added to those 4 message bits? 3 parity bits. Totally your Hamming code becomes 7. 4 message bits, 3 parity bits. Finally your Hamming code will have 7 number of bits. Out of 7, 4 are message bits, 3 are parity bits. Now let's see. Now what we are doing in the step 2, we are looking at placement of the parity bits in the code. Placement of the parity bits in the code. Now let's see. Let's number these bits starting from the left side and you move towards the right side. So first bit is numbered bit 1. Second bit is numbered bit 2, bit 3, bit 4, bit 5, bit 6, bit 7. Totally there are 7 bits to be transmitted, and these are numbered starting from the left side. Leftmost one is numbered 1, bit 2, and then bit 3, bit 4, bit 5, bit 6, bit 7. And where, in which locations we place the parity bits? in which locations we place the message bits. That is given here, that is shown here. Now let's see, where do we add the parity bits, where do we add the message bits, where do we place the parity bits, where do we place the message bits. Now see, the parity bits in these two lines, we are saying where the parity bits go and sit. Okay, the parity bits are located in the positions that are numbered corresponding to ascending powers of 2. What are the ascending powers of 2? 2 power 0. What is 2 power 0? 1. What is 2 power 1? 2. What is 2 power 3? 2, 4. 2 power 3 is 8. Means parity bits will get placed what places? 1, 2, 4, 8. If there is another place, 16 and so on, 32 and so on. So parity bits are to be placed where? First place, second place, and fourth place, and eighth place, and so on. First place, what is the first place? This is the bit 1 place. There you write the first parity bit. Okay, and what is the bit 2 is also reserved for parity. What is the bit 2? This is also parity. P1, P2, and third, next one is fourth place. This is bit 3, bit 4. This is reserved for parity. So parity bits will occupy what places? Bit 1, bit 2, bit 4, bit 8 if we have a lengthy code. Okay, lengthy Hamming code. Now parity bits will get these places: bit 1 place, bit 2 place, bit 4. Okay, bit 1, bit 2, bit 4. How do you get this one? Just 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 2, 2 power 3, and so on, so on. Only in those places we will get parity bits. In other places we will get message bits. Now let's see. First of all, fill up the parity bits. Okay, parity P1 will come down here, come here in the bit 1 place. P2 will come in the bit 2 place. P3, where P3 will be in bit 4 place. 1, 2, 4, 8, and so on. Okay, P3 will come here. What are the remaining places? Bit 3 is empty, so place the first message bit M1, and these are also empty, and place M2 message bit, next message bit, next message bit, next message bit. Notice that M1 is the MSB bit and this is the LSB bit. Okay, it doesn't matter. M1 is the MSB bit, M4 is the LSB bit. So this P1, P2, this is the structure of the Hamming code. First bit is the parity bit, second bit is also parity bit, third bit is first message bit, fourth bit is third parity bit, bit 5, bit 6, bit 7 will get message bit 3, 4, 2, 3, 4 respectively. So this is the structure, right? Next, step 3. Now let's see step 3. What is the step 3? Assignment of parity bit values. Assignment of parity bit values. Now let's make a table like this. That will be easy. And in the first row is for what? Bit designation. First row is for bit designation. Second row is for bit position. Third row is for bit position number. This one is information bit. This one is parity bit. Okay. So this table is divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. The first row is bit position. What is bit position? P1, P2, M1, P3, M2, M3, M4. Just now we said these things, right? Bit position means is it first bit or second bit, like that. Just give numbers start with the leftmost, starting from the left towards the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, right? And first bit is parity bit, second bit is also parity bit 2, third bit is first message bit, fourth bit is third parity bit, fifth bit is message bit 2, sixth bit is message bit 3, seventh bit is message bit 4. Okay, that's how you'll get bit designation. Next, binary position number. What is this binary position number? Now see, what is the binary equivalent for 1? 0, 0, 1, right? 3-bit equivalent means there are 7 numbers. You need only 3 bits to convert them into binary. What is the binary equivalent for 2? 0, 1, 0. What is the binary equivalent for 3? 0 1 1. What is the binary equivalent for 4? 1 0 0. For 5, 1 0 1. For 6, 1 1 0. For 7, 1 1 1. This we know. Okay. Now what we have to do is, in this table, what are the knowns and what are the unknowns? What are the knowns? Message bits are given. We know what is to be transmitted. M1 we know, M2 we know, M3 we know, M4 we know. So knowns are, means we already know message bits. What are the unknowns? Parity bits are to be added. In the first step, we have calculated how many parity bits are to be added. In the in the second step, we have found, we have seen in which places the parity bits will be added. Okay, it is not that first send first 4 bits and then add all next, and then add next parity bits. It's not so. Okay, we have to give proper places for these parity bits. First, second and fourth place are reserved for parity bits. In remaining places we place the message bits. In the third step, now we have to find out whether this parity bit is even, whether this parity bit is 1 or 0. This parity bit is 1 or 0. It is digital. Digital means you will get only 1 or 0. So we have to know, now we have to know what is the value for P1. Is it 0 or 1? What is the value for P2? Is it 0 or 1? 0 or 1? What is the value for P3? Is it 0 or 1? Now that is found in the step 3. Okay, now step 3 says, step 3 discusses what value will get, what value the parity bit will get. Okay, now let's see how we do it. Each parity bit has some functionality. This P1 parity bit detects the error and also corrects it certain bit positions in the 7 bits. In the 7 bits, there is any error, or if there is any error in any bit places out of these 7, it finds out the error, okay, in certain bit places. So P1 detects the error for certain bit places, for certain bit positions. In the same way, P2 detects and corrects the error for certain bit positions. In the same way, P3 detects and corrects the error for certain bit positions. Now, what are the bit positions will be detected and corrected by P1? And in the same way, what are the bit positions will be corrected by parity bit P2? What are the bit positions will be detected and corrected by parity bit P3? Now that is given here. So first of all, see this. P1 means parity bit P1 checks the bit positions. What are the bit positions will be checked by parity bit P1? 1, 3, 5 and 7. So if you totally how many bits we are transmitting, including the parity bits, means total Hamming code, there will be 7 bits in the Hamming code. There are 7 ones in the Hamming code, right? There are 7 ones in the Hamming code.